Hey everybody, welcome back. We are live here on YouTube, taking a little break there from the studio, and we're welcoming you to our latest episode where we're gonna just be going all out previewing the 2025 Royal Rumble, where this year it is on Netflix for most of the world except the United States. They're gonna have to go to the Peacock, the little birdie app, and they're gonna have to open it up there. But Chris, excitement level for the Royal Rumble this year is through the roof on Raw and SmackDown, it seems, with the way the fans are engaging with the product. What are your thoughts on just how this has been all booked and put together?
I think it's been a really good, they've done a really good job, I think. I think when you think of unpredictability, I'd say they've done a fairly good job. Last year, we had an idea that it was Punk. I think, was it Zayn? Yeah, so it was uh Zayn Punk or Cody. Cody ends up winning and finishing his story for the second straight year, but this year kind of feels different. I feel like, we've seen Punk every week kind of say that it's his time, but Drew is red hot. Sami Zayn is kind of intriguing. We all know about the John Cena tour. So there's a lot of, even The Rock. There's just a and Roman, like there are a lot of names in this Rumble where I can see a lot of guys winning. I'll give my winner later on in the show, but this is kind of reminding me of 2017 when you had a lot of star power and you didn't really know who was winning. I remember at the time, I think the favorite was The Undertaker when he announced himself in it. And then Roman was favored, and then Braun Strowman was intriguing, and then Randy Orton ended up winning. So I'm curious to see if AJ comes back. I know his injury is pretty bad, but that's another guy that I want to see back. Big E, I want to see come back. Don't sleep on Drew McIntyre. He's doing really good things right now. I think if he can win a Royal Rumble again for his second time, that would solidify him as one of the greats too. But I like the way that both managers have kind of built up their rosters respectively for this match. It's one of the biggest matches. And again, man, we're in a new era now. So they're going full tilt these first few weeks with the new with the Raw on Netflix, SmackDown on Netflix. It's been enjoying it's been very, very entertaining stuff.
I agree. I think they did a good job with building it, and I like at the end of Raw how they threw a curveball there, had CM Punk come out, him and Cody going back and forth, and you might think that maybe, okay, if Punk does realistically win this, him and Cody at WrestleMania would make sense. But they also had Sami Zayn going off backstage, so you don't know who he's going to probably take out of the match. I don't see him winning, but who he maybe sets a feud with for WrestleMania. And then you always have the surprise lurking of The Rock, who he kind of hinted that he might not be at this WrestleMania, but every year there's that rumor him and Roman, whether they want to do it now, they have a perfect opportunity. But the first match that we'll preview here is a tag match that I'm sure is going to kick off a long portion of this event. Like they'll probably go with the Women's Royal Rumble to start, but I think this match might be a long one. 2 out of 3 falls, DIY versus the Motor City Machine Guns. They're turning DIY into heels here. Johnny Gargano leaning into it, worked on it with Ciampa. It seems like he's thriving in this role. Do you think that we'll see DIY pick up a big win and retain, or do you think this is going to be a short title reign and Machine Guns are going to come out?
I think you have to have DIY retain here just because of the character building of Johnny Gargano. He's been really good, man. I was he heel in NXT? I think he was for a little bit. I could be
Yeah,
wrong, but I think he was. He thrived when he was NXT champion, feuding with guys like Ricochet. So yeah, when they turned heel, I thought it was just best for business for them. Ciampa was floundering for quite some time. Motor City Machine. I mean, they're a new team. I mean, me and you, we've known them a while, but like if you don't really know them too well, these are the unknown baby faces that you're going to start to get behind because not only are they good in the ring, but they're really good baby faces. So having DIY as this heel tag team, I think it's a perfect blend. This could be honestly, man, a 4-star match. If they give this time, this could be a match where we look down like 6, 7 months from now, we say, oh, you remember Royal Rumble 2025? Yeah, DIY. They had an ass kicking match there. So I think this match bolsters well for the tag division. The only thing I think that sucks, man. Um, I know the War Raiders are probably going to lose their titles eventually to the New Day. That's just a foregone conclusion. I don't know when, but that's going to happen. But in terms of the SmackDown tag division, I'm more intrigued with. I mean, the New Day's red hot heel right now, but when you look at DIY as the heels as champs, there's not a lot better than that, man. So Cocky Gargano for the win. I think they retain.
I agree. I think there's going to be something where Johnny Gargano's got to get the win for the team. They'll probably lose the first fall, win the second one, and then a nice little heel tactic in the third. But Johnny Gargano needs to be the focal heel right now as they establish themselves as a heel tag team. But I agree there. Motor City Machine Guns, they've thrived elsewhere. This is like their kind of introduction to WWE's fan base, kind of like with Penta, what they're doing with him. But we're going to have to probably see a couple more matches out of them before they really get the flowers that they deserve there from the audience. But overall, Triple H, pretty good job with them. And going to go on to the next match here, which is the Canadian Dream versus the American Dream. Ladder match for both titles. The Winged Eagle that Kevin Owens rightfully earned, and he's taking on that American Dream that cheated to win there. What do you think of this build-up, and can Kevin Owens realistically walk out as a winner?
Honestly, I got to give WWE credit. They've made me believe that Kevin Owens can win, but there's no way he's winning this. So I give them the effort. I give them the props for that. Building a little more storyline with Sami Zayn as well. That's pretty intriguing. I do think we do see Sami Zayn in this match. I do think Sami Zayn teases. It looks like he's going to cost Cody Rhodes, and then he costs Kevin Owens. And I think, honestly, I know it's lazy, but I think they're going to do Kevin Owens for Sami Zayn at WrestleMania. They're two big enough star names to have a pretty meaningful singles match. And us diehard wrestling fans, we don't mind seeing Kevin Owens for Sami Zayn in a WrestleMania capacity. If you give those two guys 15 minutes, man, they could steal the show. So I don't see Kevin Owens winning this. I do absolutely love his character. I love how he full on believes that he is the champion. He did have Cody beat, but he didn't beat him. So that's the only difference there. But Cody Rhodes, man, I don't know what it is. I know we talk about Roman's run being too long, but this one just feels like it's been 4 years with Cody. Like it's stale. He's not doing much. He plays superhero every week. He helps every superstar out, but yet he has the biggest target on him with the WWE title. I don't understand, but I don't have to understand because guess what, man? Cody's retaining here, and we're going to see a main event WrestleMania for the third straight year. So we'll see what happens, but I think this match could be great. But how many times, Aulino, have we said it? Remember Roman Reigns and Kevin Owens? How many times have these two guys gone at it? Yeah, it's a great match, but it's the same result all the time. So I feel bad for Kevin Owens. He gets a lot of great matches, but doesn't win a lot of them. So that's going to be the case here, I think, as well.
I agree. I think no matter how much they make people believe that Kevin Owens could win, I think this is just him holding the Winged Eagle title of what could have been if they went in his direction. But Kevin Owens, gotta love him. Great Canadian. I like how he's just taking troll jobs at the entire roster. Nobody's safe. He was fighting Jimmy Uso in a match. He comes out with a Naomi shirt. And then Cody, he comes out with like a version of his son of a plumber, his like son of a technician or electrical technician. So he's a great Canadian kid. He's our great Canadian dream. But unfortunately, KO is going to lose to Cody. And I'm interested to see what they do with KO at WrestleMania. If it is a Sami Zayn match, I'll be invested in that. But with Cody, this is where like they had that promo with CM Punk, and that's when I was convinced like Kevin Owens isn't winning this. So that one's an interesting one. It should be good. It's a ladder match, but moving on now to the Women's Royal Rumble, which is It's getting a lot of interest here just because an announcement was made about a return. As you can see here, following superstars that are declared, and one of them is right here, Charlotte Flair. So, is she winning this as a 30th entrant, or do you think she wins this as like the fifth?
Honestly, this is where it gets really lazy, and this is where we understand that the star power is low. Uh, I've had this conversation with you before, Aulino, where there's not a lot of people that make marquee matches, and Charlotte is one of the only few that does. So, yeah, say what you want. Yeah, it's old, same old result, but we haven't seen Charlotte main event WrestleMania. I don't think she even, well, she had the triple threat, but like she's the only legitimate one that I think can work on both champions right now. Becky Lynch obviously is another one, but if you were to tell me out of all the women on the roster right now that Charlotte Flair was not the best option for both either Tiffany or Rhea, I would call you crazy. So I think it's the only right option at this point that Charlotte is the headliner. She is the favorite to win. And yeah, make no mistake, we're going to get the AJ Lees potentially. We might get Alexa Bliss back. But at the end of the day, Charlotte Flair is winning this one. I don't think it's going to be a shocker. I'd like to see her start at number like, pretty low in the Rumble just to kind of show us that she is back. It's not like an entrant 30 and you're in it for 10 minutes and win. Like make it like you're in it for 55 and you're the queen. So I think Charlotte wins this. I think she's honestly one of the only women right now that make the most sense. Maybe if you want to throw a curveball and have Bianca win, but I just think that would be too rushed at this point.
Yeah, I agree. I think with Charlotte coming back, this is like, how are they gonna book this? Because I think it's not a matter of if she's gonna win it, it's when she wins a match. And I think even for her sake, like she was out for a long time with a bad injury, so it probably would be best to have her in the first like 10, get her feet under her, get back into the ring and get the crowd involvement, and just work on staying through the match, going through it, rather than coming in at 30, throw someone on, then you have to have that lingering thought in your mind of like, oh, okay, am I really good to go, or it was just like a quick throw someone over and I win. So uh, with her, it's going to be interesting there. I think options for WrestleMania though, they have to pull the trigger there. Her versus Tiffany Stratton, because the crowd is in Tiffany Stratton's favor right now. I think they could use Charlotte to lean into this babyface role for her, and if she goes like, onto the Raw, like we've seen her and Rhea Ripley, they had great matches, but might be like the thing with KO and Sami Zayn. It might be too repetitive, so maybe take a break on that one. Do
I
the Tiffany
agree.
Stratton.
Yeah, I love your point with Tiffany Stratton. I would obviously lean that as well. I just think if they wanted to make it unpredictable, it's okay if you did Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair. I mean, the story wouldn't be I think, as good because again, like you mentioned, it's about building the next star. And Charlotte's already been a star. Tiffany is now the champion. She is going to be a massive star, and she already is a massive draw. So if you have I'm not going to say Tiffany's going to win because it's Charlotte Flair. She beat Asuka's streak. I don't know, but I think you have to go into WrestleMania. Charlotte Flair wins the Rumble. If she's not heel when she is in the Rumble, she turns heel after she's cocky, and then you have Tiffany Stratton become the ultimate babyface champion by beating Charlotte at Mania. So I think this just it's a perfect scenario for WWE, not only for now but for the future. So Charlotte, do your thing, but maybe it's time to put someone over at Mania.
Yeah, that'd be a good one. Good name there, good shout. And I'm gonna pull up this one because no, everybody's gonna be talking about it. John Cena's last Royal Rumble. Uh, this field is pretty stacked here. I'm just reading out who they have. They have John Cena, Roman, CM Punk, Rollins, McIntyre, Logan Paul, Braun Breaker. So there's a lot of names in here. But do you think that we'll see another big name from his past come out in Brock Lesnar?
Oh, I don't know, man. I'll say 60%. I'm not gonna. I know there's a lot of. I watch you. I watch Royal Rumble prediction videos with entrances, and I think every single one had a minute. I don't know, man. Like I feel like again, if it were to happen, it would be like you have to do it like a Chris Jericho 2013, where no one had a clue. Like don't talk about it like from today on. Just don't say a word. If he comes out, he comes out. Is he winning the thing? No. I think you have to have. That's the only problem with Brock Lesnar. I don't know who he would like. I don't know who he would feud with. Is it Gunther? No, because he's the world champion. Unless you have Brock win the chamber, which I don't think
Oh,
anybody
man.
wants to see. I mean, I don't mind it because again, he's Canadian. It's in Toronto. That'd be cool. But at this point in time, I think Mania is built solely around either Punk or Cena. I think those are the two guys that they're kind of building to main event. I'll say 60-40 Aulino with Brock, but I do want to see him there.
I'm with you there. And now, in terms of the surprise, does The Rock come out and throw CM Punk over just for old time's sake, take his spot? Because he does have a history of doing those. The Rock likes to do a thing where he like hits his arm for the goosebumps. As soon as he hears CM Punk's in the final two and he has a chance to swoop in there, I think they'll get The Rock to fly down and throw him over, go to WrestleMania and headline. I think that's a possibility here.
Well, I'll tell you this right now. The only way that Rock comes out and you do it right is if he comes out at entrant number 31. He just makes his own rule. Like I'm the guy that runs it here, and then he eliminates Punk. So can you imagine the heel heat? CM Punk has never won a Rumble. He's never main evented WrestleMania. He eliminates the last guy, and then you see the numbers start to tick down, and it's like, wait, what? And then The Rock comes out. You could have maybe someone attack Punk from behind, like a Drew McIntyre, fuck him over, and then Rock just throws him over, and then Rock wins, and then we'll see Rock versus Cody. I mean, it's not out of the question still because there's still a story. Like he asked how Mama Rose was doing on the first Netflix. Like there's still something there. And we all know when we see The Rock backstage having beers and Cody's trying his tequila and kissing his ass, there's always a little bit of just, you got to watch The Rock. There's just something about him that you can't trust, especially as the final boss. So I don't mind it. Like I said, it's unpredictable this year. I don't know who's winning. I wouldn't mind The Rock winning. We're in 2025, and me saying that is hilarious, but I don't mind it. I mean, I think the one name that I want to see because now of the TNA merger is Dolph Ziggler. That's
Yeah.
the one
Yeah.
guy. I know that's not his name now, but I don't care. I'm going to call him that till I die. Dolph Ziggler has to be in this Royal Rumble. Do you agree or do you disagree with that?
I think he does. And another one that I think has to, Jeff Hardy, when CM Punk's in the ring.
Oh,
Those
that'd be
two.
crazy. Yeah, didn't he? He wanted to. Didn't he want his last match to be with Punk or something? He really idolizes Punk, I think.
Yeah, it would be good, just as long as he doesn't mention the dog. Don't mention Jack. Or the eye drops when he said, Jeff, you need to legally get this from a doctor. You can't
And
just,
don't put your career on the line either, because if you lose, you're gone again. Don't
yeah.
do that. Don't
I
do
think that
that.
would be those two. Yeah, I think for sure, especially with this merger, it would add more legitimacy. They've done in the past when like Mickey James and Jordan Grace, they put them in there. But for the men, they haven't really like done anything experimented with. Like Joe Hendry's another one. That guy comes out, crowd will go crazy. Him and Drew
He's
in the
going. He's
ring,
coming out. He's definitely
and then
coming out.
that would be good. And I know that there's some names that might pop up from the past, but is there a surprise entrant that you hope to see?
I mean, in a perfect world, it's Edge, but that's not happening now. There's one guy that I do want to see. I mean, probably Aleister Black. I've heard rumblings that he's done with AEW, and I hope so because he didn't really do much there. House of Black was good for a bit, but we all know that in 2020, he was the second option to win that Royal Rumble. It was Drew or Aleister Black, and they went with Drew. And that was before they anticipated the pandemic. So they had high hopes on Aleister Black. I want to see him back. I think if you do a program with him and anybody at this point, it'll make it work. And you already know me, man. We've watched this tag team crumble recently, but Biggie Langston, man, I got to see that guy back in action. I know it's what are the chances? Like 10% of him coming back to in
Yeah.
ring, but they 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 said no to Big E. That's not cool, man. Now he's got to throw their asses over the ropes. So I hope Big E is in this one too.
Yeah, same. Hopefully, like comes out, yeah, I'm cleared. Runs to the ring, just throws him out, and then jumps over. Like, yeah, I just wanted to come in the match to eliminate them. Didn't even care about the rest of the guys in there. That would be a different thing there because Xavier Woods' family hates him. Kofi's family hates him. So I think they'd all be happy if Big E went there. But I think if there was like a past guy that they haven't really brought back, X-Pac would be a decent one if he
He
comes in
looks
the
like he's in
fold.
good shape. Yeah,
Looks like he's gearing up for something. Maybe even
got to go
I
with
don't know how
Shawn
real
Michaels.
yeah, I don't know how realistic, but yeah, Shawn Michaels looks like he can get in the ring, take a couple bumps. I know he's probably 60 years old, but sweet chin music and here and there. But who would illuminate HBK?
Ethan Page.
Oh man, I'd love
Ethan
it.
Page comes out and that's it. He makes a name for himself by eliminating the commissioner of NXT. Why not? I think it makes sense, but I think Obafemi too would be a pretty cool guy to see in the Rumble. Like
Yeah.
I know with the whole Netflix era, I don't know how many NXT guys are going to be in it. Like if they have Speed in it and they have Kai Cenat in it, like I don't know. I always want to say that I'm the wrestling fan, so I want to see the wrestlers in it. I don't want to see the announcers. I don't want to see these other guys in it. So Obafemi would be pretty cool. Obviously, Trick. I think he's a lock for it. I think he has to be in it. He's just that much better than everybody down there. And him and Carmelo Hayes still have unfinished business. So I think that could be a great feud. Maybe the Raw after WrestleMania, you have Trick come out debut. You have those two kind of go at it. But yeah, man, I'm really excited. I think Stone Cold would be absolutely
Oh,
insane,
insane. Yeah.
but they can't break the fourth wall. So I can't be sitting here saying, John Moxley, Brian Danielson. I can't be saying any of these names because in a perfect world, I'd want to see Will Ospreay in the Royal Rumble, but that's just not happening. But who's the one guy that you want to see, Aulino? Who's that? And don't say Goldberg.
No, yeah. For this, I won't say Goldberg. He's got one match I think left in him. I don't want it to be a Royal Rumble. I want it to be like a quick 2-minute burst sprint, and then he goes home without breaking himself or his opponent. But
Who's going to
I
be the
wouldn't mind.
nuncio in the match? Who's going to be the nuncio? The guy that he
Can you
spears the
imagine? Probably
like.
Ray.
Oh, it'll be Dominic for sure.
If there's one guy, I think you know what? I'll give him a shout here. Let's get the legend in there who hasn't been in a match in a while. He has been on the panel, Wade Barrett. Let's get him in the
Yeah.
match.
Holy, I haven't heard his name in a while. That'd be fun.
I think he would have to eliminate or get eliminated by Drew of all people. Because that's the only guy that they have like a built-in thing with.
I'm telling you, man, Drew McIntyre, he's gonna have a huge rumble. I'm telling you. Don't sleep on him. He's gonna have a big one. He's definitely eliminating Sammy. I'm gonna call that right
Yeah,
now. I think it's either Drew eliminates him clean or Kevin Owens throws Sammy over. It's one of the two.
I agree. There should be a fun one this weekend. And before we close this short edition, Chris, is there a Royal Rumble now that it's on Netflix? Now all the old ones. Has there been a Royal Rumble
Oh.
match that you've gone back and maybe checked out once in a while?
Yeah, I mean, 2 weeks ago I was home, so I was watching. Actually, I was checking out Netflix, so I was watching the Rumble series, and man, like 2017 was so fun.
Yeah,
Considering how bad 14 and 15 were, I'd look at 16 and 17 as massive bounce back Rumbles, and 17 was good because again they actually added star power for once. They didn't have a lot of commentators or nonsense. Like there were like you had Goldberg, you had Brock, you had Taker, you had Wyatt's. Like it was loaded with people. Um, Randy Orton winning was unexpected, and I love how they had Roman Reigns come out at 30 and everybody was chanting. I think I'm trying to remember he eliminated the Undertaker and then they had the match.
yeah,
But the final three, when they saw Reigns was still in it, I remember the fans chanting, "This is bullshit." And then when
He's
Randy,
the one.
they set it up perfectly because when Randy won, even though a lot of us didn't really want him to win, we cheered heavily because Roman did not win. So they built that perfectly. And then the year before that with Triple H,
Yeah.
I thought that was perfect. And the fact that Roman wasn't the runner up was even better for me. I think Dean was the star at that pay per view. He had the last man standing with KO, and then going on to being the finalist, and then the Roadblock pay per view here 16 and 17 were absolutely they were big for WWE because 14 and 15, oh boy,
Oh, bad.
those were bad. Yeah, those were bad.
Ones I saw they played Royal Rumble 2009, and like just the backstories of like the entrances stuff. You see RVD coming back, and
Oh,
that one was crazy at the time. So that one was pretty decent when they showed on YouTube. But one that I, for whatever reason, always watch is the 2005, just for the ending
oh
when Vince McMahon is walking to the ring and blows out both quads, or goes in like nothing happens, sits down in the ring, and it's just like, yeah, we have to restart. We need a winner, and the poor guy's just still needs help to get out of the ring. Holy shit! I don't know what the hell was going through his mind when he decided to run in the ring like that, but always gonna go and watch that one. And
yeah, that one was fucking hilarious, man.
yeah,
Like I remember watching the interview with Cena, and Cena's like, no, like I genuinely fucked up. Like it was supposed to be Batista, and they did it so well that all these years of me watching, I never thought that that was actually an error. I thought that was actually, oh, like you guys tied, okay, go back in the ring. And then Vince comes out, and apparently he was actually that pissed off. That was not a part of the script. He came out fuming, and he tears. That was, yeah, that's amazing. That to me is one of the best moments in Rumble history, hands down. That one. I mean, I want to say the year before, but can we
oh
really say
yeah,
anything about it?
Chris
So
from
no.
Edmonton. Chris from
Yeah,
Edmonton was a good one. The crippler.
dude, like I remember vividly, like the 2019 one was pretty good too, with Seth winning, but that was
Yeah,
predictable as all hell. Like we knew
yeah.
Seth was winning that, but was that the one when Brock? No, which one was the one with Brock eliminating everybody? He came out and he was
Oh,
eliminating.
2020 when Edge came back. That
Oh my
Rumble
God, he
came out at
eliminated
one.
everybody.
That one was
Every
good. Then Drew took him out, got the big pop, beats him at WrestleMania in the Performance Center. That was supposed to be his big moment. See, Drew got passed over a lot. I think he deserves this one. If they want to go off the board, give it to Drew this
Here's
year.
the thing. Here's the thing, though, because you look back at when Brian got eliminated in 2015, and that kind of ruined the whole match. Would you do something like that this year? Like, let's say, because I know a lot of fans want Cena to win, right? What would you do if Cena comes out at like 9 and Drew McIntyre eliminates him like 10
Oh,
minutes into the match? Like, do you think that
man.
would get boycotted, or do you think the fans kind of wouldn't care?
I think we get more heat on Drew, but then whoever eliminates Drew, which he would have to last, I think the last four, if he eliminates Cena that
Easily.
early,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
would be the big baby face moment. You have to pick the right guy. Maybe like Austin Theory turns face. He's the guy that throws him out for his hero John Cena, or our truth for his hero John Cena growing up. And they take out Drew, but it would have to be a baby face, either a turn or somebody they're invested in.
Aulino, I have two questions for you. The first one, we've seen a lot of surprise eliminations in your lifetime, other than the Maven one, because that
Oh,
one's
okay.
like
That
the
one was,
that's
yeah.
like the most obvious one. Which one was most surprising? I'll start. Baron Corbin eliminating Braun Strowman in
Oh,
2017.
I
Did
remember
not
that
have that on my bingo card. Not at all.
one. That other than the Maven one, okay, now you gotta. This is a tough one.
Bo
Probably like,
Dallas eliminating
yeah,
Wade Barrett.
when they
That was
threw
a
him,
big one.
yeah, you made it, give him that little push at the time. Uh, I'll go this just for like shock value. Gene Snitsky and Paul London when he clotheslined the hell out of him and he just
Oh,
flipped backwards, face planted. And another surprise one. I'll go the 2001 when Kane got eliminated. The way they built it
oh
up that he
yeah.
was going to win, and I think Kane should have actually, like when you look back and watch it, like
Oh
fans
my
actually
God.
wanted him to win. Like he had them that night.
Fans wanted Roman Reigns to win 2014.
Yeah. They didn't do it. I remember we were in the theater for that. Batista wins. Should have had him as a
Bautista.
surprise entrant. I think they blew
I
up in their
know.
face.
Yeah, it was bad. I remember even when I was shocked when. So every time Lesnar's been in the Rumble since whenever he beat the streak, so 2014 on, every elimination for me has been a surprise except the Drew one. That one I wasn't
Yeah.
surprised, but when the Wyatt family just tossed him over, I was like, oh wow, okay. And they didn't even feud after that. I was like, all right, whatever.
Missed
And then
opportunity.
when Goldberg eliminated him again, I was like, there's no way they just did that again. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me, man. Fuck. For real.
That match was good though at WrestleMania. Goldberg.
Yeah, when he did the little hurdle.
Goldberg put in a shift that night. He earned that pay. And
That was
then
the
after
best
that,
5 minutes we've
downhill.
ever seen.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Except
he
for Dolph Ziggler.
He almost broke Undertaker's neck.
Oh, he's safe. Gotta love Goldberg. When he headbutts the fucking door at his age, that's smart. Give yourself a concussion when you're working with another 50-year-old. Smart.
I remember when we were at SummerSlam and you and I were so amped. You're like, are you excited for Goldberg? I'm like, yeah. Dolph Ziggler's gonna make him look like a movie star.
Yeah. Man, my section went fucking ballistic when Goldberg came out. Like, you would think it was 1997 Goldberg coming out. The people in front of me, the way they lost their minds, I was like, he's 50-something, right? Like, keep the expectations a little low here, but it was good. He got us invested. He got the pyro going. He did the Twitch thing, the spear, went back and gave Ziggler another spear, kept on coming back to the ring. So,
Goldberg you would have thought he would have tore his hammy or something. I was getting worried.
I was worried, yeah.
Who is your final four for this Rumble?
Oh, okay. Final four. I'll go. If he shows up, I'll go CM Punk, Drew, Seth, and The Rock.
I like that. See, I'm gonna go CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins, John Cena. That's the four.
You got Cena going into the end?
I do. I think they're really gonna milk the shit out of this. And it's smart.
Randy just gonna punt him and throw him over?
Randy, to me, has to be probably number 30. Like 20, like you're going 28 to 30 for Randy Orton to make the return like that much better. So he could easily be in the final four. I don't know, though. It's tough with Randy, but he's going to be in the match. And lastly, Aulino, who's your winner? Who's winning this thing?
I'm still going to stick with The Rock just because I don't believe that he's not going to go with a Netflix deal. $30 million, probably. Nice little check. I think he's going to show up. He'll put a pause on Moana 2 press and DVD and network sales, and he'll go make a trip.
I'm going to go CM Punk wins the Royal Rumble.
Take it.
I think he finally gets his moment. I don't know how, because again, you could work with Punk being a heel or a face. Obviously, he's going to be a face. We all know that. But is he really, though? Because that promo with Cody, that was pretty nice. Just telling him right to his face, I'm going to stab you in the front. It's like, oh, okay, that's pretty cool. I don't want to get stabbed, but he still has this favor. I don't know what the favor is, but something's going to happen, I think. And I think Punk is probably the most intriguing superstar of anybody other than Cena and The Rock going into this Mania. So I'll say Punk wins his first Royal Rumble, finally.
Yeah, that would be a good one. Who's the Iron Man of the Rumble for you?
Oh, I told you before. I'm going to go Logan Paul, man. I know it's something that I don't really want to say, but he's must-see, man. This is a guy that WWE obviously has big things for. He's already main evented Saudi shows. I wouldn't be surprised if he comes in at number 1 and has his big entrance and lasts a long time, man. So I'm going to go with Logan Paul, unfortunately.
I'm going to go off the board. I know Braun Breaker, a lot of people I keep seeing online saying he is. I'm going to go Dominic Mysterio. Iron Man. He's going to probably get thrown like under the rope. He'll stay near Michael Cole, do commentary with them, and then he'll run back in the ring. So The amount of time outside the ring will lead in his favor, but I got Dom.
I like that. Hey, man, we'll wait and see. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a
Gonna
fun
be a
one.
good one. Well, this has been a nice preview that we did here. Royal Rumble 2025 this Saturday. Got a special start time, it says here on WWE.com, 6 p.m. So that's a little earlier than usual. I don't know why, but okay. Maybe they have to pay some bills there in the stadium. Maybe they got to throw them out at a certain time. But 6 p.m. here, 3 p.m. Pacific. And hopefully it's a good outcome, because some years it's like the men's match is good, the women's match is bad, and vice versa. And then some years both matches completely suck.
Oh
So
yeah.
let's hope for a positive one on this
I think
Saturday.
I think so. I hope so.
Until next time, everybody, continue to follow us on all social media platforms. Find out our picks that we post throughout on X and Instagram. And of course, show love there. Use the link, go on BetStamp, and join in on the fun. Until next time, take care.